This is my review of the Axial Wraith. It's a 1/10 scale rock crawler. I'm currently filming this car and I'll be making a video of it running in a couple weeks. So to start things off, I'll go over some of the basics. It runs on 2-cell LiPo batteries. I'm running a 3000 milliamp hour LiPo Nanotech Turnigy battery, and they fit right in the back of the car and just velcro down in the battery tray. It's got a 540 size brushed motor which offers plenty of torque for rock crawling and pretty decent speed. These are the tires. They've got some really nice tread. They grip really well and they're pretty soft, so they kind of spread out over the rock and give really good traction. The suspension isn't the greatest in the world. As you can see here, when I push down it doesn't fully go back up, but as you can see here, it does articulate a lot for pretty good traction when you're rock crawling, so the tires can get up over rocks and stuff like that. The stock receiver, which is back in that waterproof box right there, I found it to be really good. The whole stock radio system is 2.4 gigahertz, and the range is incredible. It can go through a couple of houses without cutting out, and it's just really good. And also it's powerful enough not to get messed with by 500 milliwatt 900 megahertz FPV systems. One of the things that's good and bad about this car at the same time is the fact that it does not have differentials. This is good because when you're rock crawling, you'll always have traction even if one wheel's in the air. The wheel that's in the air won't just spin out when the wheel that's on the ground is just not moving. As you can see, when one wheel moves, all the wheels move. So that's good for rock crawling, but that's bad for driving on pavement, because when you're turning sharply, one wheel will just kind of skid over the top of the pavement while the other doesn't, or they both will skid a little bit. And since the tires are so soft, it'll kind of make a weird noise like you're riding a bike and you got a flat, but it's not too bad. You can still drive it on the pavement. It just doesn't handle as well as cars with differentials. As you can see here, it has front headlights and rear red taillights. They are bright enough to night drive with, so that's a fun thing about this car. A convenient feature about this car is that it has an on and off switch right here, so that you don't have to unplug the battery every time you want to turn it off. So that's pretty nice. All these linkages in here that go out to the axles, they are pretty weak in the joints in here. I broke one when I hit a fence post right there. It just kind of pulls off because this plastic circle that goes around that bolt just kind of snaps in the middle. So I did order new ones of those, but I was able to fix this one with string, and that works perfectly. So just be careful not to run it into anything. I went ahead and took out the seats that it came with because they're actually pretty heavy, so they raise the center of gravity. They're not super heavy like they're metal, but they're solid plastic, so I'd say this probably weighs a good ounce or two, I don't know. But they are pretty heavy, so I just took those out because I don't really care about having seats in it. Partly because no one's going to sit in it, and secondly because I put a bunch of FPV gear in there. I've got Velcro over here to attach FPV gear and transmitter up here, so I didn't really need the seats, so I just took them out. Somewhere in here it has a slip clutch, which is pretty nice. I never actually get the sense that it's slipping, but if it'll keep your gears from stripping out as easily, and it's just a nice feature for rock crawling because it'll absorb some of the torque from the engine instead of just making the wheels super torquey and kind of sketchy. But so that's a really nice feature. Also, the steering servo, I have not had any problems with it so far. It has turned out to be pretty decent, and I'm impressed with it, so that's good. Another one of the features that's both good and bad is the drag brake that the ESC has. It's bad because when you're driving on pavement going really fast and you just let off the throttle, the car will just stop abruptly. But that's good because when you're rock crawling and you're going down stuff, the car won't just accelerate really quickly, and it's less likely to flip over with the drag brake. So that's a nice feature. And overall, I think I like the drag brake more than I hate it, so that's pretty good. Here's the radio right here. As you can see, it's got settings for throttle trim, steering trim, and dual rates for the steering. And overall, it's pretty good quality. And best of all, the car is electric, so running it is free as long as you live with your parents. And so that's all the stuff that I have to say about this car. Now here are some sample video clips of it driving around.